These are Arch's cold press watercolor paper and hot pressed watercolor paper. Both of them are 100% cotton and both of them are 140 pound. I'm going to test the two and just see what the difference are between them. Right off the bat, there's a visual difference in the paper surface. The cold press is a lot more textured and the hot press is a lot smoother. I actually got the hot press because I heard they were smoother and I wanted to try foiling on it, but I haven't tried watercolor on it yet. The first medium I'm testing is Distress Reinkers. It's one of my favorite things to watercolor with because it's nice and transparent, it's already liquid, and it's very easy to pull up on my brush. And just from that first test, because the hot press is a lot smoother, the brush glides on it a lot better, if that makes any sense. There's a lot more tooth to the cold press, so the brush kind of gets stuck. It feels very dry. The second medium I'm testing is Distress Watercolor Pencils, and the third one here is Perfect Pearls. It's a mica powder that has a binding agent in it that can be activated by water, so it's one of my favorite things to watercolor with when I want a little bit of shimmer. The last thing I'm testing is some Cotman watercolors. These come in a tube and I squeeze them into a palette and let them dry and use them for watercolors this way. With all of the mediums, the hot press, because of its smoothness, the brush glided on it so much easier than the cold press. There's not a whole lot of difference in the colors between the hot press and the cold press. They look fairly similar, but it's definitely a more pleasant experience using the hot press from the cold press. And that's just from the brush gliding on the paper. I'm not a watercolor artist. I do watercolor for card making. So for a watercolor artist, there's probably a reason to use one over the other. I just preferred the hot press over the cold press.